Good evening, welcome to the Professor Dol Show. Here is nearly 6 p.m. Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. Hope your day was okay. Mine is okay. Just waiting for the evening. Now it's evening, just relaxing after a hard day's work. Hope your day was okay and you have achieved whatever you needed to achieve for the day. So today I'm continuing with my analysis of the Republican Party candidates before they choose one candidate to meet to face off with the current president of the United States of America, Joe Biden. That will be next year. So today I want to focus on Timothy Eugene Scott, Senator Timothy Eugene Scott, popularly known as Senator Tim Scott. He's the Senator of South Carolina from 2013, and he's the prominent black American in the Republican Party. He's the topmost black American in the Republican Party as senator. In fact, the only black senator in the Republican Party. He represents the state of South Carolina. He's aged 58 years. He's a former businessman before he became a legislator. So Tim Scott, what can you say about Tim Scott? First of all, Tim Scott is a brilliant lawmaker. He's in the Senate. He's soft-spoken, he's cool-headed, he's someone people can say he can make a good candidate for the GOP. That can be. But there's something about Tim Scott when I saw him in the debate, the Republican Party debate, that really put me off. He's robotic. It's as if everything is rehearsed. He's too robotic. He's not like Vivek Ramaswamy, unpredictable. With Vivek Ramaswamy, we just expect something. There's a spark. He also lacks the charisma of Donald Trump. Donald Trump, like him or hate him, has charisma. I don't know, because he has always been a television guy. He knows how to present himself on television. He knows how to appeal to the masses. He knows how to talk well. But Tim Scott, Senator Tim Scott, is a bit robotic. He lacks the charisma. So those are his weaknesses. The pros I've said is cool-headed. He knows how to, is brilliant in lawmaking. He's a person, when he's in the White House, Americans will go to sleep confident that there's someone who whenever, whatever happens, he's always ready to face it. And above all, he's a man of faith. He's very religious, he's a Christian. And I'm sure he's doing this to appeal to the evangelical voting bloc, which is very big in America, in the Republican Party. But now the problem is that the evangelical voting base is with Trump, to a man and a woman, for now. So Tim Scott is a bit robotic. If he were to change, now that is his cons. I've talked about his pros, now his cons. He lacks the charisma. He doesn't, like now if you told him, what does he stand for? We know that Nick Haley is a hawk. She has a hawkish policy, foreign policy. Her foreign policy is hawkish. She's America first. Trump is America first. Vivek Ramaswamy is about change, revolution. Chris Christie is about prosecuting the ills in society. But in my way, Chris Christie is more about hitting back at Trump, taking on Trump. That is his agenda. He wants to ensure that he brings down Trump. That is Chris Christie, one of the candidates. So back to Tim Scott. Tim Scott is robotic. He's not lively. He's just there. He doesn't bring out the spark. And then there's also another thing. Republican Party has never voted for a minority. He's a black American. And that's obvious, black like me. So can the Republican voters look beyond the appearance of the color of a person? Yeah, the color of a person. It's hard. I don't think they can look beyond the color of a person and nominate Tim Scott to be their candidate, GOP. So that is also another big, it's called what? This is a big mountain for Tim Scott to go through. That there's this glass ceiling in the Republican Party that if you are a certain color, you can get House of Representatives, but the biggest seat or the biggest position to be the candidate, GOP candidate for president or POTUS, is the glass ceiling for minorities in the Republican Party. There's a glass ceiling. Democrats, they broke the glass ceiling when they nominated Barack Obama to face in the other election to face the Republican Party candidate during the 2008 election. The glass ceiling of the Democrat Party was broken. They showed that they can elect a minority to stand on their party. So apart from being boring and not having charisma, the other big hurdle they have said is an issue of color, race. That's what is facing Tim Scott. That's the glass ceiling that Tim Scott has to overcome. The issue of color, the Republican Party, the issue of race. So if Tim Scott can be able to overcome the lack of personality, but able to overcome that racial ceiling, then Tim Scott will be on the way to get the ticket. Because he's the one among all the candidates, he's the one who looks cool-headed. He's well versed in policy. He can bring the America First agenda. He's a man of faith. Christian values will be there. He looks that he can be tough on American foreign adversaries from outside America. So that's Tim Scott. But his weakness, I've said, is that glass ceiling. That race glass ceiling in the Republican Party, where someone can easily get the nominations to fight for House of Representatives, to fight for Senate, but the president ticket, which means that will be the lead of the Republican Party. That's the glass ceiling that the Republican Party has put for any candidate who is a minority and of color. Vivek is doing well, but he can't. At the last moment, they'll choose a candidate like Trump. In fact, now Trump has 60%. That tells you that the Republican Party has its own criteria. You are a minority, you can go in any position, but the biggest seat to be the flag bearer for the Republican Party in the national election for president, that's the glass ceiling. So that's what would prevent Tim Scott from winning the ticket for the Republican Party. Because the Republican Party, as it is now, is not really prepared to have someone who looks like me be their ticket holder. In fact, it cannot happen. So Tim Scott will try to reach somewhere. He'll go with this agenda of religion, man of faith, but he can't. It's a ceiling. So that's just my view on Tim Scott. This is the Professor Dor Show. So now, if you liked what I've been saying on this issue of Tim Scott, you can donate something in the mobile number in my description. And also I want to ask you to please subscribe to my channel. I'll appreciate. And I just want to say thank you. And here in Kiswahili you say kwaheri ya kuonana. See you, kwaheri ya kuonana.